So who actually qualifies under the HEROES Act for emergency workers? Look, in this video I'm going to run down the list of all the emergency workers and also exactly what kind of pay they can anticipate, assuming this passes the Senate. I know there's going to be probably a lot of revisions. We're not sure exactly how long this is going to take, but this is what some people can anticipate. So let's just run down exactly what the House did pass. So here's the full list of the emergency workers for the HEROES Act. Emergency response, health and residential care, inpatient or outpatient settings, pharmacy services, social services, behavioral health services, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech language pathology, and respiratory therapy. Work performed in medical testing or diagnostic facilities, certain biomedical and clinical research, child care, grocery and restaurant work, food production, warehouse work such as distribution, storage, and call center support, sanitation work, news gathering and educational services, mortuary services, and other work deemed essential by state, local, and tribal government. Now, my other video on the HEROES Act, I know I've had several questions on, I do this kind of occupation, is this included? And honestly, I'm not sure. Again, it's kind of going to be up to the discretion of certain government entities. We can probably wrap off a lot of other essential workers at the end of the day who were affected by this pandemic. Now, there are two major components of this bill. Now, the first one is a $25,000 pandemic premium pay increase. Okay, that's the key word, increase, for essential frontline workers. So essentially it's equivalent to a raise of an additional $13 per hour from the start of public health emergency, whenever, I think it was January, mid-January, until December 31st, 2020. So how the pay works is $13 more per hour on top of their regular wages for any essential worker. And currently in this bill, it stated that the premium pay is going to be capped at $25,000 for each essential frontline worker earning less than $200,000, and then it's going to cap out at $5,000 for anybody working or anybody that's making or earning $200,000 or more. And the second one is a $15,000 recruitment incentive for health and home care workers and first responders to essentially attract and secure workforces needed. Unfortunately, everything that I'm reading right now is things have drastically slowed down, and even these frontline or essential workers have been laid off in some cases. So I don't know if this is still going to be part of the bill or what, but it's some way to essentially recruit more essential workers if something does happen and the pandemic grows over time or gets bigger or more severe. Now, disbursement. This is where I think things are going to get a little screwy, maybe even a little scary, because a lot of times how you see government handle money, it's very irresponsible. There's corruption associated with it as well. But basically the payments would go to eligible employers, and those employers are going to disperse these funds. Now, it's not like the stimulus package where the government is issuing checks directly to the citizens. This is employers that have now the responsibility to pay out their employees, and they do have to have the documentation and so forth and report that back to the government. But at the end of the day, when you're handling so much big money that's coming out, that and we're talking basically $200 billion that is allocated for this if it does pass. I just hope that it really funnels down. If this does pass, I hope it funnels down to the actual essential workers who need it. The eligible employer would track these payments, provide payroll records demonstrating premium payments, and return any unspent funds to the agency. We'll see how that goes. The next section on this is the federal workforce. Yep, the federal workforce. So hopefully, again, this is going to go to the people that actually need it and not stacking money in politicians' pockets. The proposal will ensure all federal essential frontline employees receive the same $25,000 premium pay benefit provided to other essential workers. Coverage should be expansive to capture all federal employees with public-facing positions. This would include Title V employees and employees of all other federal personnel systems, i.e. the Postal Service, TSA, VA, FAA, District of Columbia, and federally funded Indian programs. Now in this bill, it also states that they can apply for a second round, so they should be eligible to apply for a second round of premium pay funds of up to $10,000. Another thing that they put in here that I really do like is the death benefit. So anybody that was a frontline worker that did pass away, unfortunately, families would be entitled to these benefits. It states that their families rightfully deserve to receive full amount of premium pay as a lump sum in addition to all other forms of death benefits. I think that's fantastic, and I don't think it can come quick enough, and it really doesn't replace their loved ones, but I think it's a good part of this bill. So in any case, there's some good things to this bill, and hopefully it doesn't lead to certain corruption or milking of this thing, and hopefully if it does pass, it'll trickle down to the people who really need it, who deserve it. Once the bill does pass, I will come back out with another video on exactly the specifications and what first line essential workers could anticipate in terms of receiving, or will anticipate in terms of receiving, and also how to go about having their employer maybe apply for it, or how they can apply for it directly with their employer. So I'll be sure to update you guys more on this. And if you guys are a frontline essential worker right now, we do appreciate everything that you do, and thank you very much. And if you guys got any value out of this content or this video, I appreciate a big thumbs up. And if you like information on this, on money, personal financing, real estate, and financial freedom, you guys might want to go ahead and consider subscribing, because that is what this channel is all about. Thanks a lot.